This is in Santa Monica, which, if you don't know, Santa Monica is a beautiful place that has been ruined now by Democrats like so many others. It's right along the Pacific Ocean. It's incredibly expensive real estate. I mean, a nice house, a nice apartment in Santa Monica, you're talking millions of dollars. And the U.S. Postal Service, according to local news reports, has suspended delivery of mail because they had so many mail carriers assaulted, harassed, and attacked. Listen.
Residents say they have suspended mail service because of the fact that their mail carriers have been attacked or threatened or assaulted, and they say this has been going on for a few weeks now. Even one resident saying they saw mail strewn about the street because a man kicked over the cart and basically threatened the mail carrier with a golf club or some type of bat. About 200 families will be impacted because of this, because it's just not safe for their letter carriers to be out here delivering the mail.
Not safe, Clay, to be delivering the mail in a 95% leftist Democrat enclave of millionaires, basically. Yeah, good luck with that.
For people out there who do not know L.A., Santa Monica is a super high-end neighborhood.
Yep.
Right? And this is one particular area of Santa Monica. But I have lots of friends in Los Angeles, and I have a lot of friends in Los Angeles who are thinking about leaving. And one reason is, Buck, L.A. is a mess everywhere. You can live right now in Orange County. You can live in the South Bay. You can live down close to the water, and there are homeless encampments everywhere. And the amount of filth and lack of safety is something that is it is connecting across all different income groups. It's connecting across all different political parties. I mean, again, the fact that Gavin Newsom won his recall election is unfortunate because I believe he's up for re-election this year, right, in 2022. And I don't think that Gavin Newsom is going to be able to be beaten, which is why we talked earlier this week. He may end up being one of the candidates in 2024, believe it or not, for the Democratic Party.
These blue states, unfortunately, New York and California, and I'm as New York as any person, anywhere. I mean, I grew up here, born here, lived here for decades. I mean, it's not my fault. It's not your fault if you're listening to this and you vote for whatever Republicans we can try to put forward in a state like New York. But we just have crappy leadership. I mean, that's the reality. We have bad leadership. Today, you see the lieutenant governor in New York indicted on a bribery scheme for $50,000, by the way. I mean, not even really swinging for the fences in the bribery sense. $50,000.
$50K. I wouldn't even think that you could bribe the lieutenant governor of New York for $50K.
I mean, at a weird level, I'd like to think that it would cost more to bribe the lieutenant governor.
Right.
It's got to at least be.
By the way,
7 figures.
At least have some basic economic. Like,
I mean,
if
you're risking prison time.
City
He's going to go to prison. Public corruption cases, Clay, they take very seriously.
Well, they should, but I mean, when you're willing to sell the city out for $50K, I mean, you can't even get a car these days hardly for $50K. I mean, but here are the numbers I started to hit in the first hour of the show as we were discussing the shooting in the subway. And that, by the way, perpetrator is still on the loose, right, Buck? For everybody out there listening in New York City, the shooter of the subway early this morning has yet to be captured. These are numbers that are up this year compared to last year. Remember, we saw a historic rise 2020 to 2021. We're now into 2022. Atlanta, murders are up 43.3% on the year. Birmingham, murders are up 41% on the year. Cincinnati, 31.6%. Houston, 21%. Milwaukee, 93% increase in murders in Milwaukee. New Orleans, 40%. St. Louis, 20%. Now, I just tried to grab a cross-section of cities out there to give you a sense. But these are numbers that are up off what are often all-time highs for murder in 2021. The situation's not getting any better. And to me, the shooting that happened in New York City, which is receiving a lot of attention, is emblematic of that larger absolute lack of law and order, of lawlessness that has taken over, that many of you, no matter where you're listening to us right now, feel in your cities, your states, and your communities. Most of you out there, I bet, have not felt this unsafe in a generation. And the data reflects that basically that's not that's not some sort of artificial feeling. The data reflects that that's about the highest it's been in 20 years, many places.
But, Clay, to be fair, Biden has a plan to address the violence in cities across the country by going after homemade firearms that he dubs ghost guns, which are used in less than 1% of the thousands and thousands of shootings and homicides, tens of thousands of shootings nationwide. That's the focus here. Not on the increasingly broken criminal justice system that does not keep people safe and does not punish criminals early and sufficiently enough to deter them. Here's what Biden wants to say.
I know it's controversial, but I got it done once. Ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. I was getting criticized when I first passed this law when I was a senator. And guess what? I was down in southern Delaware, do a lot of hunting and fishing down there. And I was walking up one of the creek beds. And the guy standing there said, "You want to take my gun?" I said, "I don't take your gun." He said, "Well, you're telling me I can't have more than the next number of bullets in my gun." And I said, "What do you think, the deer you're hunting or wear Kevlar vests? What the hell you need 20 bullets for? You must be a hell of a terrible shot." I'm serious. Think about it.
I'm serious. Think about it. I think Biden's a moron. I mean, I honestly think he's not a very smart man. The Second Amendment has nothing to do with hunting. He must know that at some level.
Well, and by the way, how about the connection between Ukraine and the Second Amendment right now? What's the first thing they did when they got invaded? They started passing out guns to as many people as they possibly could. The focus on guns is what is the wrong focus. We should be focusing on why people are using these guns and how to keep them from doing so as opposed to the gun itself.